want to say a few words in English first, Timik, if it's okay. To all our friends, here we are again in the end of the season here in the pre-military of Meitsar in the Golan Heights, and we are very honored to say goodbye to them today and to hear some of the reaction of those that are going to serve the IDF in few days, few weeks, few months. And I think it will be very important if we will hear some few words for them, so you will have some ideas how they felt about the project that we are already entering to the years 15. So we have today Lior, Yuval, and Elinor. So I would like to ask first of all you, Lior, in a few words, what was the most affection that you get from this project?
באנגלית?
כן, או בעברית שאתה רוצה, אני מקצוע את זה. מה הדבר שהכי לקחת מהפרויקט הזה?
באמת לקחתי את החיבור לדור הזה, כאילו אני חושב שאני אישית לא יצא לי כל כך לדבר, הייתי עם סבא וסבתא שלי, אבל הם נפטרו שהייתי עוד ילד די צעיר, ובתהליך שעברתי גם במכינה זה משהו שמאוד חיבר אותי. הייתי עם זיוונית ומשהו שלא קרה לי בחיים, לשבת עם ניצולת שואה שעתיים בשבוע, פשוט להיות אוזן קשבת ולדבר איתה ולהיות באמת
רגע, אני אתרגם. I just want to translate the first part of what Lior says. He says that basically it was not so much experience in his life with his grandparents, for example. So basically when he met Sivanit, it was almost the first time that he had a chance to be in contact and person such at that generation. And he said that he received a lot from that project, especially when he was able to be open ears for that person. And he get a lot of value from that project. יובל, האם אתה מרגיש שהפרויקט הזה, שאתה שותף לו, הוא נותן לך משהו גם מעבר למכינה? איזה ערך מוסף שאתה לוקח איתו גם לחיים? רק שנייה. I ask Yuval if he get any value that not only stays in the during the מכינה time, but if he take also some very strong essence to the life that he's going to now.
I think I take a lot from this year. Just getting to know a person so interesting and so with such a great story. Getting to meet her, to hear what she's been through. It's something I will take with me for a long time. It was a great honor, and I'm grateful for this chance.
עוד שאלה אחת, one more question for Yuval. Why do you think it's so important for young people to be in touch with that generation, with the elderly generation? Why do you think it's so important?
I think first of all we need to remember the people and to know the people who started this country. They did so much when nothing was ready here. We were born to a great new modern country, and they came here with nothing from the Holocaust and did so much, and we need to
appreciate.
Yeah. So I think it's very, very important to know these people, and so we can appreciate and understand how important they were.
Thank you, Yuval. Elinor. Now I'm going to go to Elinor, and I want to ask you quite deep question. Maybe later you guys can say also something about that. But did you felt through this project that something in your heart made yourself more connected to your Jewish roots? זאת אומרת, השייכות שלך לעם ישראל דרך הפרויקט?
I think in a certain way, yes, because Zivanit in particularly, she taught us a lot about Israel, and about Jewish people and our history. So I think there were some things she taught us that I didn't know before, and I learned from her. It certainly gave me something to think about after I left her house every week. And that's it. Maybe I got a little bit more interested in all this subject and what happened in our history, and I talked more with my grandparents about it and tried to learn a little bit more.
Eleanor, do you feel like this, what you just said, is that, I'm sorry about the question, but do you feel like it's even made you more patriotic or more even connected to the Jewish roots, to the Israeli, to the nation of Israel roots?
I think maybe yes. Also in the Mechina we learn a lot about it, and we
are dealing with.
Yeah, we're dealing with it. So I think it's also a part of it, just to get to know the Jewish people as they are, and who, as Yuval said before, who came to this country and built it, and not only who was like born in it and to a modern and already built up country.
Thank you very much. And I want to go back to you, Lior, for one more question, and then we're done with it. Thank you again for your time. Do you feel this connection between youngsters and elderly? It's in what way do you think it's make Israel be stronger?
אני חושב שזה באמת הכוח שלנו, הקשר הזה בין אדם הילד שנולד בישראל לאיש שעבר את הזוועות האלו ועלה לארץ ובאמת בנה אותה בידיים שלו. זה משהו שמחבר אותנו יותר לארץ הזאת, לקשר הזה. זה לא משהו שגם לא יגרום לנו לעזוב אם יהיה פה קצת קשה ואנחנו חיים במציאות מאוד מורכבת, אבל זה מה שבעצם מחבר אותנו לאדמה הזאת.
I asked Lior, and he gave a very, very beautiful answer. I asked him if he think that through this project, if that project actually have a value to get Israel stronger. And he said, absolutely yes, it's the real force. By meeting the old generation that been through all this disaster in the past, and to know in the present time, through this connection, he says, that's the really, really Jewish or Israel force that we need to raise up. And I think this is conclude exactly the vision of Lechaim. Beautiful answer. תודה ליאור, and one more for you. and אחר כך פעם אחרונה לך. יובל, what do you think, do you feel that through giving, של נתינה, זה דבר שהוא חד צדדי, או שעצם הנתינה שלכם אתם הרגשתם גם שזה קבלה? Or did you felt like the giving, your time that you gave to these elderly people, did you felt like it's also gave you a great joy?
I think I got from these meetings more than I gave. Just being there, seeing how happy and how good make her feel, made us feel even better. I think having this great chance to נעבור לעברית.
חופשי חופשי.
באמת ההזדמנות הזאת לראות כמה אנחנו יכולים לגרום לבן אדם להרגיש טוב וכמה אנחנו יכולים לתת לבן אדם, ההרגשה הזאת שאתה רואה כמה אתה משמעותי וכמה אתה נותן ממלאת כל כך, ובאמת לראות גם תוך כדי וגם אחרי שנפטרה כמה היא וכמה המשפחה שלה הוקירה תודה למה שעשינו, זה ממלא
נדבר על סימני.
כן.
Again, beautiful answer. Part of the question, Yuval spoke in English, and I will only complete what he just said. Yes, by giving, actually he felt like he even receiving more. And the most important, that's also beautiful part, that when they used to adopt Sivanit, Velma, as you know her name, only in a funeral, basically, through the reaction of the family of Vilma, they felt how great value they been for her. Only when she died, actually, basically, and when the family, the reaction of them, gave Yuval and such the idea how important the work they're doing and how important it's to keep the relationship between heart to heart. Thank you, Yuval, for good reply for that. Last question for you. you know, the young generation in these days are very busy with WhatsApps and Instagram and all this media. And do you think by this project that you come actually with your mobile turned off, just by talking and looking and use your nefesh, einayim, oznaim, you use all your tool in your personality tool, do you think it's important to give the youngsters the chance to communicate more eyes to eyes, the way we do in our project? Because, sorry, I will make the question more short. In these days, it's so easy to speak in a WhatsApp, to receive quick reaction, and that's the communication. But with the elderly people, we are forced to actually talk and listen and to breathe and to feel. Why do you think it's so important?
I think that although WhatsApp and phones and Facebook and everything else is very nice and very fun and everyone loves it, it doesn't replace human communication, and it will never replace a human communication. It is something different. This project could have been on the phone, could have been by email or anything like that, but it wouldn't be the same. Even the expressions, the things you see on a person's face, it's very, very different, and I think we took a lot from it, from sitting with her and listening to her, looking at her, and really being able to help her in person and not only by a long distance connection.
I have nothing more to add. That was also just to the point, beautiful answer, and all I can say to these three wonderful Yuval, Lior, and Elinor, I can wish them all, by the behalf of Lechaim and by the behalf of Israel, thanks so much for what they are, as they are, and if we have those kind in the IDF and in Israel next generation, we can feel very, very good and proud about it. Thank you all, and תודה רבה לכם ובהצלחה רבה.
תודה.